In the spring of 2021, I flew the 7 hours from Nashville to LA to Spokane, Washington to meet Dan and Tim with Elkshape for a spring black bear hunt. My first real black bear hunt with a bow. I prepped my gear the best I knew how for an unknown adventure, hoping I wouldn't embarrass myself too badly among hunters that are far more experienced than I am.
What's he doing back there?
We're going bear hunting, baby.
He's going bear hunting.
Well, we're going bear hunting.
Yeah, we're all going bear hunting.
That's right.
We're gonna go do our part to do conservation.
That's what I was thinking too. Conservation. I'm not gonna actually bring the trophy back. We're just conserving.
Conserving, yeah.
Necessary supplies.
The question of the hour is, did Brandon sight in his bow before he came out here? We're gonna figure that out real quick.
So the question is, did it stay sighted in? Because I definitely did before I left.
Yeah, it was hyper-tuned, super-tuned.
Hyper-tuned.
Super-tuned, hyper-tuned.
I should be able to hit a bear at 15 yards
Yep,
at least.
yep. He's got every custom component he can on his arrows, and there's just, life is good here. So we're gonna rip some arrows and get up the mountain.
Oh, that's some fun noise. Kill a bear. Dan and his cameraman Jake were already gone for the day when we got to the cabin, so Tim and I headed off on our own to sight in his rifle. We headed up the miles of logging road, checking out glassing vantages along the way. I'm always struck at how huge country like this feels. We hiked a bit, but mostly rode the four-wheeler across ground that just weeks before was almost impassable because of the snow. I mean, the weather is like perfect. I mean, I've got to be honest, like I could just sit here for like the next 3 hours and just be in nature. There you go. See him? There's an opening in the heavy pine, and he just popped into that opening. Just before dark, we saw movement across the hill about 500 yards away. Tim ultimately decided to pass due to the light conditions and the size of the bear. While we were headed back, Dan and Jake were packing out something spectacular, and a big part of why we were there predator hunting. A deadhead trophy bull that was among the biggest they'd seen in this area. Wolves had ravaged the site where the bull was found. The next morning we made a plan, got packed up and headed back up the logging road to check out a bait site that Dan and his dad had set up. We were in for a little surprise. Tim and I played a quick game of paper, rock, scissors to see whose turn it would be. A 150-yard chip shot with his rifle, or for me, a 100-plus yard stalk through a very open road toward what looked to be a hungry bear. Tim lost.
I found B. Macabear. You saw that. Ground and pound, got to 37. Needed one more step. Didn't get it done.
Tim left me at the bait site, anticipating that bear may come back. A few hours later, I was woken up by 6 mule deer buck that fed between me and the 150-yard stalking path. As they lazily milled around, I saw something step out of the trees. I quickly took off my boots, grabbed the camera and tripod in my right hand, bow and knocked arrow in my left, and started moving in. The mule deer noticed me first, and as they bounded away, they drew the bear's attention toward me. I froze until I felt like I could proceed. It was very obvious the bear had busted me again. It headed off toward the woods on the same path it had earlier that day. But this time was different. The bear stalled at the tree line. I didn't have a great view because of a low pine tree that was in the way, but I could still make out black fur. The bear wasn't leaving. It started pawing the ground, shaking its head and puffing itself up. It wasn't ready to give up this time. While I don't have much experience with bear, it seemed to me that this change in attitude could result in a slightly different outcome for me this time. One where at best I end up needing to change my shorts. I was wishing the guy with the gun was still behind me. I was about 55 yards away, but I couldn't get a clear shot as the bear wouldn't come out from behind the low pine tree. It continued to paw the ground and shake its head in an attempt to be generally scary. Eventually, the bear came out from behind its cover, presenting mostly a frontal shot. Not the one I was hoping for, but at this point, I'm not sure I had an option to pass. I ranged at 50 on the nose. I lifted the bow and slowly drew as controlled as I could. I settled the pin a bit low on the right side of his neck, anticipating the bear may drop at the sound of the shot. Slingshot engaged.
I'm gonna go see if I can find the arrow here in a few minutes. I'm probably gonna go give it a little while, maybe do some listening, but holy shit, like, nice bear. I'll watch the shot back and see how it looks, but I definitely made contact with something that was down there and it sounded like bear meat.
Hey, so I'm just walking down here to find Brandon. I came by a tripod and a backpack and a tall guy down the hill looking kind of funny. Hey buddy, tell us what's going on.
Dude, kind of funny. Paw print.
Blood.
Decent little splatter right there.
That's a good early splatter for a bear. How long ago was it?
When I shot him?
Yeah.
15 minutes. I mean, I don't want to go running down there right now, but I just literally walked up and I see my arrow. I haven't even picked it up yet.
All right, let's grab the arrow.
Come get my arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll let him sit for a few minutes. You can tell me
What did you think about the shot?
He was quartering toward me really hard, so I just put it basically right next to his neck.
How close did you?
I was 50 yards.
Okay.
Dude, there's nothing on this. Could it have gone all the way through him and then cleaned?
You see that?
Oh, yeah, I mean, we obviously hit him. Like, the blood, it's obvious that we hit him, but...
Yeah, it cleans. I've had that happen.
Okay.
I like that you were shooting a wide broadhead. I see your hands are shaking a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Dude, he bowed up on me. Like,
no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I got it on camera, dude. He moved away from the bait, bowed up, started moving his head back and forth,
And I was like, well, he's quartering toward me a little. I mean, he was a steep quartering toward, so I just put it right through his neck.
Yeah.
Dude, I hope we can find him. I'm so freaking nervous. I watched the footage back and I was like, oh no, he was really steep quartering too.
Well, if it's inside the shoulder, I think that's really good.
He was so puffed up, dude. He looked awesome. Like, yeah.
Well, show me the footage.
All right, I will.
What?
I shot 50. He turned back and faced me and he bowed up.
Oh, he's a bore.
And he started doing this. So he's facing me about like this, and I put it right here.
Yeah, you'll see the footage.
Okay, so trajectory-wise, it's downhill slightly, right?
Yeah.
And it's coming in hot because you have a long draw.
Focus distance is not that close.
See, I'm wondering, could it have skipped vitals at that trajectory?
I don't know, because then he jumps down the hill and there's a giant splatter of blood 8 yards from where he took off from.
You didn't find your arrow though, right?
Yeah, I found the arrow.
Oh, you got the arrow?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 2 holes.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's clean.
And did you hear no death moans?
I didn't, but I don't know what a death moan sounds like.
You know when you hear it.
I didn't hear a follow-up. Yeah, I didn't hear any noise.
Okay, and
But-
how much time have you given him?
I don't know, 45 minutes now maybe?
I've been with them for at least 20 to 30.
Okay. Usually when, do you have any heat? Guns?
Yeah, we got the rifle.
We just have the rifle.
We don't have any handguns? And I didn't bring mine tonight. Of course. Sorry guys, always bring your handgun. Don't do what I do what I say. So let's grab a bow. Or do you want to carry the gun? I don't care.
Oh, I mean, I'll carry the bow and then he can carry the gun. And if it seems like a good follow-up for a bow, then I'll take a bow shot. And if it seems like it's sketch, then...
But bears have...
Dude, I know nothing about this now.
So bears have hair that are sponge, like just strands of sponge. And so even if they bleed a lot, it soaks up all the blood. So if you found blood, that's good, but it's like, can we stay on blood? And did he run downhill, ideally?
He was going down and kind of sideways, and we found blood probably for the first 25 yards so far,
Okay.
and then you started rolling by and we came back up.
Okay, that's cool. So generally bears, if they're, even when they're hurt, but they're not, they'll stay on contour,
Okay.
or they'll go straight down. But that's our 2 options. They like literally follow the lines of your on X. They'll stay on contour. So
Okay, there's a trail, like a deer trail that it looked like he'd moved on to.
No man, you punch through. I mean, it's 600 grains.
Yeah.
And with the wide, that's the wide, isn't it?
Yep.
See his lights flying.
All right.
Oh yeah, dude, that looks good.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So this bear.
All right, so you want me to take this?
I do.
The blood trail made it obvious to all of us that the bear had expired within minutes of the shot.
So bears will die hypovolemic shock, where it's where the container can no longer, there's too much liquid lost out of the container, and that's called hypovolemic shock. And that's how we as bow hunters kill bears. And right now he's leaked so much, and people say that, but I mean, I've been on some bear blood trails. This is the best bear blood trail I've ever been on. Brandon McDonald. Spot and stock bear. Ground and pound.
Ground and pound.
You did it, buddy.
Dude. He's not that big.
Ground and pound.
He's blowing up at me like he was a monster.
He looks good on camera, man. I think you're gonna roll him and be a little surprised.
Oh my God, look at that entry. Look at that entry, guys. Seriously. You think you
So,
think you
boom.
need to shoot a mechanical when you can get something like that with a fixed? Come at me, YouTube. Come at me.
Come at me, bro.
Brandon, that's a devastating hole.
Yeah, dude, that's sick. I don't know where it came out. The angle he was standing, it would have come out his far side, but he's just bleeding straight down his leg, so it's a chance it just ricocheted. But he's just bleeding. Fist pump the blood, baby.
I feel bad because I kind of like
And this was
rolled up and chewed Tim's ass. I'm like, he can film himself, Tim. We need bears dead. You can film yourself. You guys don't need to hold hands. And then you're like, well, I'm filming. And then I was like, really? Well, why do you have a gun? And you're like, oh, well. And then you guys bow shamboed for the first stock. So Brendan made a first stock. Was that one on video?
Yeah, oh yeah, we got good
That's
footage.
cool. So we'll be able to tell if this is the same bear or not. But the cool thing is it's public land. It's
Dude,
like
I'm so
do-it-yourself
jacked,
type
man.
stuff.
So cool.
There's so many bears in Idaho that, I mean, we're doing everyone a solid. I already found a fresh calf, dead, still warm to the touch. So I don't feel bad when bears hit the ground because there's a surplus. They have 2 babies. They all seem to get pregnant, and we're just hand picking a few out. So, and Brandon did it with a Matthews, guys. I don't know if you know about Matthews, but it's the dirtiest Matthew I've ever seen in my life. What have you been doing?
Riding on the back of Tim's four-wheeler.
He's been wallowing with his rig. Good job, Brandon. Way to be, man.
I'm so jacked. Really, really cool experience. Super excited to help kind of control the predator population up here, because obviously you guys have seen the damage that these things can do to the ungulate population, and I'm excited to have some meat, and this is my first bear ever, and got it with a bow. Wasn't exactly spot and stock, but I friggin' walked down a road and into the open, 50 yards, right through the onside shoulder, out through the back end. We'll obviously do an autopsy video, but you know, super, super good blood. The Matthews covered in dust. I mean, just totally caked in dust from riding up and down these trails. Still performed exactly like it should. Iron wheel wides, you know, just made a giant hole in this guy. All the way in, all the way out. Yeah, super, super happy. Thank you guys again for taking me, Dan and Tim. I really appreciate it. The fatal shot severed either the subscapular or brachial artery in the armpit of the bear. And though the bear had looked enormous on video, it was small enough for me to carry out over my shoulders alone. I spent the rest of the trip tagged out, trying to help the other guys do the same. This was an experience I will never forget.
So jacked.
How was breakfast?
Oh, super good.
Are you on vacation?
Yeah, hell yeah, I'm on vacation.
Did you just shoot a bear?
Yeah, I shot a bear. This is my celebratory pizza.
That's awesome.
We've done almost no hiking, so normally I'm at a calorie deficit on hunts like this. Not this time. Not this time. Calorie surplus, baby.
You're taken care of.